What is going on, people? If you couldn't tell by the title, I'm here for a nice little, I guess you want to call it a multifaceted update. Which means not only are I going to talk about a few ideas I got for this channel, which hopefully you can, give your feedback and let me know what you think. But I have a few movies that I got last week, which nowadays it's so ingrained in my mind that if I get a movie, I watch it and then I just take a picture of it for Instagram, and by that time I just put it right in my collection. I have everything in alphabetical order, so I'm very, I try to keep it very neat and tidy, so when I need to look for a movie, I know exactly where it is, but half the time I forget to, just keep it out so I can do an update like this. So I got a few movies, and I also have a few things I want to show off that I got at Chiller. One thing, well, technically two signatures, and I want to talk about there's a few signatures, but there's a movie I want to talk about. So let me, pretty much, like I said, that's the three things I want to talk about. A few ideas for the channel, some of the movies I got, and then the Chiller update. So what I want to do is first, I want to bounce a few ideas off you, and I want you to, if you're watching this, I want you to let me know if you'd be interested in watching some of these videos, if you have any interest in them, or if it's one of those things you don't like the idea. Definitely let me know. I like criticism. I like that, kind of helps me build. So anyway, one of the things I wanted to try is, right now I'm not really doing much of anything, so sometimes I tend to go back and check out some of my old stuff. And I went and checked out some of my old, at that point I was calling them unbubblings. I technically at this point still call them that. Now it's unboxings and stuff. So anyway, as I'm watching these videos, I noticed I collected DVDs. That's it back then. My first half of my YouTube career, that's pretty much all I got was DVDs. So what I noticed is, I don't know, it's just certain movies or how it happened, but a lot of the times I would get movies for under $5 because I get the movie for cheap, and then I probably paid more. A lot of the times I paid more for the shipping of the movie than the actual movie cost. So as I'm watching and going through it, I'm like, like I said, I'm more of a Blu-ray collector now, a huge Blu-ray collector now. But every once in a while, if there's a movie that is only out on DVD and I want to support the movie, I'll get it. But what I want to try to do is I want to try to bring that back, kind of save some money on certain movies that I might not need on Blu-ray, or like I said, might not have a Blu-ray release. What I want to do is I want to have like a budget series, I guess you want to call it, and I want to limit myself to $20, and I want to see what I can do with that $20, maybe every week, maybe every 2 weeks kind of deal. I'll figure that out as I go, but it's one of those things where I want to see what kind of movies I can get for a $20 budget. Maybe $20, $25, something like that. I'll figure it out at that point. But nothing, astronomical, nothing huge. But I want to see if I get one movie for that price, or if I get, 5, 10 movies for that price. Who knows? Because back then, like I said, half the time I get a movie for a penny, and then I'd be spending $3.95 on shipping. So I get the movie for under $4, and the movie itself is a penny. So, with the shipping and stuff that they have now on Amazon Prime, maybe I can, get a couple movies or something like that. But that's one of the ideas that I wanted to have. Again, one of the other things I wanted to do was a original versus remake, which I brought back my old retro intro and stuff. So hopefully, if you saw that, if you checked out my Nickelodeon update, one of the last videos I did where I showed off everything that I have, the TV shows of Nickelodeon. Check that out. I use the new retro intro. So if you like that, let me know. Like, if you don't like it, definitely let me know and say that's the biggest piece of shit I saw. But anyway, those are a few ideas I want to do. I am changing departments at work, so I'm going to have technically a little bit more time. I'll probably be doing videos later, but I used to have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or 3:55, should I say, 4 o'clock in the morning. Now I won't have to wake up that early, so I can, juggle a little bit of stuff at night a little bit better. So those are a few ideas and a few other things to come. So if you're interested in those things, let me know. So the other thing, like I said, I wanted to update was the few movies I did get. I already had 2 of these movies. But the newest one came out on Tuesday, and I was like, should I get the Steelbook of it? Steelbook was $24.99, and then I went into the actual aisle because at Best Buy's, that's where I got these movies from. They always have the new releases in a rack, probably like right when you walk in the store, but then they also have another spot for it. So when I went into the back of the store, they had this thing for the exact same price as the Steelbook, and I'm like, I don't really like to double dip, but at this point in time, I'm like, yeah, I'll get 3 movies for the price of 1, and I get a cool little bandana, a limited edition bandana, which I have no idea what it's for, but it's the Maze Runner trilogy. Like I said, it comes with this nice little box set, and then it comes with this bandana. No idea what it looks like, no idea what it's from. Maybe it's from the latest one, the Death Cure, who knows, but I got that. Then it's a whole bunch of people getting the Grease. I don't know if it's a sorry, I don't know if it's a digibook or whatever, but I saw a whole bunch of people getting Grease. So I'm like, I have it on DVD. Do I need to upgrade it or whatever? So I went to the aisle. They had it for $14.99, and I'm like, maybe I'll get it. Then I looked, and there's a Steelbook of it, and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cool Steelbook. But the thing was like $26, and I'm like, is that a major difference between the Steelbook and the digibook? I'm like, I didn't realize that. Maybe the Steelbooks are maybe more limited or something, and maybe that's why they're so expensive. But when I picked this up, and I'm like, oh, maybe it has more special features, I realized that not only does it have Grease, but it has Grease 2 and Grease Live, that TV made for TV movie or whatever. But it's the Grease Collection Steelbook here. Like I said, it's got Grease 1, Grease 2, and then Grease Live. So that's why I'm like, why not? Grease 2 isn't the worst movie I've ever seen. Not ever seen, but it was not as good as the first one. And the main reason I, had that movie, and 1, because I'm a completist, but 2, I am a huge Michelle Pfeiffer fan. And when I say that, I think she's gorgeous still now, and she's in the second one, so that's why I got it. I also got 2 movies out of the $5.99 or $4.99 bin at Best Buy. These 2 are just updates, just updating from a DVD to a Blu-ray. I got Date Night with Steve Carell and Tina Fey, and then because of the second movie that came out, and I also love this movie, I got a Broken Lizard, Super Troopers. So those are the 4, well, technically 8 movies I got this past Tuesday. And then, like I said, the other thing I went to was Chiller Theater. You would think with the name Chiller, they'd have a whole bunch of horror stuff. There wasn't that much. There was only 2 people I really wanted to meet. One is Scout Taylor Compton from the Rob Zombie Halloweens, who was in the movie Sleepover. She's been in a whole bunch of stuff. I definitely wanted to meet. There was a few conventions that I didn't get to go to that she was at. This one is 25 minutes from my house, so I'm like, there's no excuse not to get it. So I wanted to meet her, and then I also wanted to meet Richard Dreyfuss, and his line was extremely long. I got onto it. It was about 45-minute wait. I was like 20 people away, and I'm like, oh, finally going to get to meet him. And then at that point in time, they called lunch. They said, this point in time, we're cutting a line, and it was literally like 3 people ahead of me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And they're like, he's going to be gone for half an hour to 45 minutes. We can give you a number. I wasn't staying at this place all day. It's very crowded, so I'm like, I'm not even going to bother. So I didn't get Richard Dreyfuss's autograph, but I did get Scout's. And the thing is, if you've never been to a convention, me, myself, I don't really collect headshots. I have some. Maybe that's another video I can do, is stuff that I got at conventions and stuff. Maybe I'll get into that one. So if you're this far into the video and you think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments. But anyway, what I tend to do is, the past couple, I'm still a rookie at conventions, but what I do is, instead of asking for, a headshot and get it signed, I bring a movie and I get the cover of the movie signed by whoever, the person is. So what I've been doing lately is bringing movies that maybe they don't see as much. Because nowadays you get these people and they're known for, one big role, and that's the movie people want to get signed, or the picture from that movie they want to get signed. So I remember going and meeting Rob Schneider, and the movie I bought, I guess some people might have known him from, Deuce Bigalow and all that stuff, or some of the Adam Sandler's movies. But the movie I brought that I first saw him in was the movie Surf Ninjas. If you've never seen that movie, it is, I guess it could hold up now. It's entertaining. It's got Leslie Nielsen. It's got Rob Schneider. It's got Ernie Reyes Jr. from a whole bunch of stuff. But what I remember him was Ninja Turtles 2 and, of course, Surf Ninjas. Sorry about that. But anyway, so I brought that, and that brought up a Leslie Nielsen conversation. He's like, I haven't seen this movie. He's like, working with Leslie Nielsen was great. He's like, did you know that, before going into comedy, he was more of a serious actor, playing in Poseidon and stuff, and I just thought it was cool. So I tend to bring lesser-known movies of theirs that I appreciate. So I brought a movie that Scott was in. Like I said, she was in the Rob Zombie Halloween. She was in the one movie Sleepover. She was in a whole bunch of stuff. But the movie I remember her in, and one of my favorite underrated movies, it's called An American Crime, which, don't get it, there's American Crime, but there's An American Crime, and she's in this, and I got her to sign this, and when she saw it, she's like, I didn't even know this was out, and all this stuff, and she didn't even know that on the back of this, I don't know if it was a different release, hopefully it had, but it's not, there you go, her name is right there, Scout Taylor Compton, and she didn't know her name was on the back of this thing and all that stuff, and as I do that, my camera goes all crazy, but anyway, she was excited, and she actually took a Instagram story with this, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cool. So I got on her Instagram and stuff, so that was cool. But like I said, I guess it's appreciating it more because sometimes people get typecasted and stuff, and I guess they like to know that people are watching more of their stuff than just the stuff that they're known for, I guess you want to call it. But anyway, I brought this. I got that signed. I also, like I said, don't really get headshots, but I'm like, why not? While I'm here, when in Rome, I got this signed by her. So like I said, if you want a convention, like a headshot collection or whatever that I do have, let me know if you're interested. But then also, like I said, I didn't get to meet Richard. I met Scout. And then the other reason I went was because I noticed, I saw a trailer for a movie, and I thought it was cool, and then I looked it up a little bit more, and I found out that the people were from, like, the New Jersey, New York area. And it's a movie about a true real-life serial killer. It's pretty much based on a true story. So I saw their Instagram, and I saw their Facebook, and they're like, we're going to be at Chiller Theater promoting our movie. So I'm like, perfect opportunity. So I went looking. They have, rooms with the guest, and then they have a vendor room. Well, this movie was in the vendor room all the way in the corner. I finally found it. And they were giving away free signatures with, headshots and stuff. They said at one point they had the movie on DVD that they were giving away for free, but they ran out of copies. And I'm like, of course. Like, I guess, I don't know if they, didn't realize how big Chiller was or whatever, but I missed out. I didn't get the movie, but I did, like I said, I got some headshots by some of the people that were in it, and it was all free. I got it's called A Place in Hell. I forgot to mention it, but that was a few things. So what I want to actually do is, if you've never seen the podcast I'm on, The Wicked Horror Show, pretty much that's what our bread and butter is bringing on people from indie horror movies and trying to, open up a new world to some people. Sometimes, there's a lot of horror fans out there that might not know about these movies, so what we tend to do is have them on, we'll have an interview with them, talk to them about an hour about their movie and other stuff, and then, get the word out there that the movie is there. So, got a whole bunch of information, so sooner or later you might see a Place in Hell cast on the Dorkening or the Wicked Horror Show. So that was a few things that I got on from Chiller, and that's about it. So mainly, like I said, I wanted to throw some ideas off of you and let me know if you find them interesting, if that might be something you want to see. My little update, and then my stuff from Chiller. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to do a little bit more. I might have more time, but just my hours switched at work, so we'll see what goes on, and we'll go from there. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So if you haven't already, if you like this video, check out my other stuff, of course. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Check out all my other stuff. I do reviews, I do updates, I do unboxings and stuff like that. Let people know I'm out here. Maybe some of your friends are horror fans and they've never heard of some of these, because I do more indie reviews than anything else. So let them know I'm out here. And if you enjoyed this video, like I said, like it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I guess until next time, I'll see you.